almost every Jong correlates with a form and a level. You have to learn a certain thing at a certain level. And so a lot of Jongs are training of various techniques. You imagine, put it this way, you train technique, whatever technique it is. Then you got to learn how to use it, right? Because just doing a technique in the air is not effective. How do you know how to use it? You're going to try and go and use it, you get punched in the face. So then you've got to go, okay, I've got to make this technique have timing, have accuracy. I've got to practice it on a human arm or body to see how I can use these techniques on a person and train the distancing, timing, accuracy. Because when you start learning that, was it great as your techniques? Techniques are always better, Jongs are always worse. Guess what's worse than that? Sparring. So sparring is no good. You can't use any of this stuff in sparring. How can you use it in a fight? So you can't protect yourself. So you have to technique, then put the techniques in a Jong. So drill. Jong is the drill. And it's drilling certain techniques of your level and your form that correlate very closely. Then you drill it into yourself so it becomes a habit. Then you see if it's a good habit, you spar. Can I use it? If you can't use it, drill it more. Practice the forms more. Practice it more. Then go back to sparring. Can I use it? Is it usable in sparring? When someone's alive, he's trying to hit me, can I use these techniques? Or is I wasting my time? You know? And without the ability to spar, how are you going to use it on a person? You're hoping it'll work. You just hope for dear hell that all this training I did, when I use it, I'm going to knock someone down. What if that guy's really good? So you have to train everything. Every sport, every martial art, every thing I've ever seen trains you the technique of like tennis, the technique. Then they have certain drills for that one technique. Okay, train this drill, train it this way, train it that way. Only one technique. Okay, next technique. Train it this way, train it this way, train it this way. Get good at it. You know what happens when you get into a game with another person who you don't know? All that training, that technique goes out the window. Even when you drill it, it's still not good. So you have to do lots of tournaments. That makes sense? So yes, they all have a correlation with each other to make it better using this conflict for life. Next one. This one correlates with your fourth form. Now what's different about the fourth form? You've done fourth form? This one? Seen it?
I've seen it, yeah.
So the big difference between first, second, third, and the fourth one is what do you think? What do you guys know? One of the big differences. It's step, right? Okay, you step back. Instead of forward, you step back, you step forward. Makes sense? So then you got to go, okay, well there's got to be a Jong that correlates with that. So I can learn how to practice my techniques on a partner and drill my hitting while my feet are moving. Because otherwise, you can only fight standing still. And then, are you going to stand still when I fight you? Or are you going to move? You're not going to stand still.
Yeah.
I have to learn how to move. In different directions, while I'm hitting, while I'm breathing, while I've got boom, while I've got power, while I've got everything. His feet have to move. The most important thing in any sport, martial art, boxing, whatever you do, Chow Gar, is how your feet move. Because I might have the fastest hits on the planet, the most powerful hits on the planet. I'm never going to get it onto his head. Why is that? He's not going to let me hit him. I have to move. Not just move. What if I, can you catch me a big line? Just sitting in my strong. What if I move incorrectly, then I hit while my foot's in the air? So I've got no timing with my hitting, my breathing, my footwork, my boom, my shot power, my everything, because I haven't practiced moving with my hits. And that's fourth level, that's just basic movement. There's so much more complicated movements with hitting and Jong. So then it's like, okay, maybe I can try this in sparring, moving while I'm striking. So that's it. 3 levels. Technique, Jong it, drill it, use it on someone alive. This is not alive, right? This is a set format and a set drill. You know what's coming. So your hands get very accustomed that if his hand moves, oh, it just goes. Right? It gets accustomed to it because every time his hand comes at me, oh, I've done this. So that becomes drilled into you so you never have to think about it. And everything you drill is so that your brain doesn't have to think. So if you brain doesn't have to think and your hands just do what they need to do, what can you think about that? What can you think about?
The next move.
Not just the next move. You can think ahead. You can think bigger picture. Where are people? Is there a gutter? Is there a tree? Can I make it fall over a tree? Or over a gutter? Or over another person? What can I do? Is there a glass pane there? Can I throw them through the glass pane? Does that make sense? So that's what drilling does. So you never have to think. After a while, you never got to think about your footwork, or about your power, or about your technique, or about your timing, or about accuracy. You're just accurate. You just have good timing. You just have really good feet, and they work really well with your hands, and you're breathing and you're moving. Right, so we're doing everything. Jeet Kil Jong. And Ken, do you want me to show you this?